It's too bad, but apparently. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of My Paranormal Life. Tonight we have Closer to the Veil Paranormal Investigations with us, Ashley, Sam, and Jenna. How you girls doing tonight?
Hi,
Good.
So how's the weather down there where you guys are at?
It's finally getting cold.
Amazing. Well,
We got
by
like
cold, we
nine.
mean
We got
60s.
about 10 inches
Yeah,
of snow
66
around here.
for us Stonys.
Yeah,
I'll send you 10 inches of snow.
I'll take it.
I'm good.
I love
So
snow.
let's starting off tonight. Can you let everybody know where you guys are located at?
We're in Arizona. We're in Santana, Arizona.
Lucky.
Unincorporated Pinal County.
No, we're incorporated.
Are we
now.
incorporated now?
We're
We're officially
incorporated
a
now.
city. We're incorporated.
Woohoo! There you go. So let's start off with how you guys formed your group, how you got together, and tell us about that.
So, let me see, in 21, I kind of got tired of doing research and reading and watching it on TV and seeing all these haunted places, and I'm going to go out and do this. My husband was like, I'm surprised you haven't already been doing it. And I kind of tried to find people to do it with me. A girl from my work at first was like, I'll do it with you, but then she moved. I think we did one investigation and then she ended up moving. And then I had a girl on the team for a little bit, and then she kind of wanted to step back and do family stuff. And me and Jenna had investigated quite a bit together prior. And then Sam is my best friend. So when I was trying to find people to do it again with me, I was like, you guys want to do this? And so we just formed together, and
Okay.
it's been like a year, and
Yeah, well, just about a year.
yeah.
So in the year, how
So
what?
yeah, we've been
what-
together, but we know each other for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the year of
So-
being in the group, how what places did you investigate?
So we go mostly all over Arizona.
Okay.
Every once in a while, we'll get out of Arizona. Sam hasn't come to Arizona with us
I've
yet,
not had the opportunity.
but it'll be a blast when she finally does. Me and Jenna have been to Pioche, Nevada,
Virginia City.
New Mexico, Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Okay.
I've gone to California, Idaho, Pennsylvania. I've gone all over the place.
What's the most haunted location over there in Arizona?
Ooh, there's a lot.
There's a lot.
I would say Tombstone is pretty active.
Yeah. I would also have to say
Jerome.
and Globe.
Yeah,
Okay.
everywhere.
What's your favorite place
But
to
I
go?
think, oh sheesh.
I like the Globe Jail. That's one of my favorite spots. And Arcadia Ranch.
Yeah. What's your favorite?
I like the Jerome Grand Hotel.
Well, could you explain each of one of them to me? Because I don't know any of these. So
So
What
Jerome is a ghost town that's on top of a hill. They
okay.
used to be, were they a mining town originally?
They were
They
a
were a
mining
mining town. At one point, the whole town set on fire.
Oh geez.
So there's pretty much activity everywhere. The Jerome Grand Hotel used to be a hospital back in the
Okay.
day, and so there's a lot of activity. The room I stayed in used to be the surgical suite. And I
Okay.
wasn't really sure. And then the night that we were there and I was trying to go to sleep, I heard all this banging and clanking. And I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, I can't sleep that stupid elevator because they have the old school elevator. And they're
Okay.
like, we're not close enough to the elevator for you to be hearing that. And so I started thinking about it. I'm like, oh, those are surgery noises that I'm hearing.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So that was neat. I really enjoyed. That's a cool place.
Okay.
And Globe is also a mining town, and I like the Globe Jail down there. So I got feeling. It's a tiny little jail. It's nothing big or fancy. I think it has how many inmates? Like 80 or up to like 100.
There's about 4 cells on each side.
Mm-hmm.
And there is 3 floors, and then there's 2 bunks, or no, 4 bunks.
4
in
bunks.
each.
Oh yeah, they'd be the fullest about 50.
Yeah,
The fullest.
it's a tiny little jail.
Super tiny jail. So love that, investigating that area.
Okay.
I would say I'm just gonna go back to like, I guess I call it my stomping grounds because it was one of the first places I ever investigated, and I feel like it's like the first for like everything for me. First time I like filmed there, it would be Tombstone. I get a lot of questions about Tombstone, but I think every single spot there, you will have activity.
Okay.
Even like me and my husband went down. His first investigation was Tombstone, and he was like I want to visit the ghosts, but I don't want to like sleep anywhere where there is ghosts. And I was like, I'm just not going to go. Because everywhere there is pretty active, and he saw that the second that we were in the hotel. He was like, the cat ball's going off, and I was all okay. And I had like soap on my face, and I'm all okay. He was like, the cat ball's going off. I don't know if I want to be here. And I'm all, you're fine, you're good. And I'm like trying to like console him while I got like soap on my face.
I can't see. Damn it.
We're gonna be okay, I promise. Yeah, so I think Tombstone is pretty active. However, I feel like everywhere we go in Arizona, I have like love for.
Okay.
So one other place that I go quite a bit is Acadia Ranch. I think I've probably investigated that place more times than any other place that we've been to, and I've been to Tombstone quite a bit.
Okay.
But I think Acadia, I have gone to Acadia. It's like a home for me. It's my home away from home.
So we're going to dig back a little bit here. So Ashley, I'm going to start with you. How did you get into the paranormal?
So it's always been in my life. Ever since I was a little kid, my grandmother on my dad's side, I don't think she really realized it because she was more religious, and I don't think she really believed in that. She would call them angels.
Okay.
They were angels to her. But even growing up, now that I'm older and looking at her house, like she had spiral staircases in her house, she had wind chimes everywhere, she had bells everywhere. And I honestly don't even think she realized what she was doing. But I was playing on her spiral staircase when I was really little, and a woman came out of the hall on the top of the stairs, and she was just like, stop playing on stairs, you're gonna get hurt, don't play on stairs. And I was like, who the heck is this? And I like backed down the stairs, like watching her, because I was like, this is not okay. This is not normal. And so I walked down to my grandma, and I was like, you have a ghost in your house. And she goes, they're not ghosts, they're angels, and if you help them, they'll help you. And so that was like the starting of all of it.
Okay.
Yeah, so then from there, me and my brother, we lived in this really old brick house in Rexburg, Idaho, and there was 2 kids that would come out of the closet and would play with us.
Okay.
And I completely forgot about that. And my brother was like, do you remember those kids? And then all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh. They played hide and seek really well. Yeah, but and then from there into getting older, I would get sleep paralysis.
Yeah,
My
I used to get
mom's,
that.
yeah, my mom's ex-husband was an alcoholic,
Okay.
and he would bring things home from the bars with him, more than just the drinking spirits.
Okay.
And so when that would happen, I would get really bad sleep paralysis, and I didn't know what it was. My sister's room was right below mine, and she thought I was having seizures
Okay.
because I would be trying to move and trying to get out of, being held
Yep.
down. And so then my sister's like, you need to talk to mom. Come to find out, my mom was having like all this stuff happen. We were all like experiencing things in the house, and that's around the time that I met Sam. And so Sam would hear a lot of these stories that I was like experiencing at
Right.
home. But then I started really like, I wanted to know why this stuff happened to me.
Okay.
And so I just started to like research. I read a lot of like Hans Holzar, and I loved Hans. And then I was like focusing in on Ed and Lorraine Warren, and Lorraine was like, I just was blown away by her. I thought she was amazing. And then I started seeing it on TV, and I was like, wow, So I mean, it has always been a part of my life.
Okay.
It's always been part of my family's life as well. So
Perfect. So Jenna, how did it all start with you?
Mine's not nearly as exciting as hers.
Well, everybody's is exciting. It's always a
Yeah,
different
I think
story,
so.
Yeah,
how
I
people
guess.
get into it.
So I don't know. I was always into spooky things, scary things. I loved reading my Stephen King books. Anything scary, I always loved.
God, I'm that old. I do remember those too.
And then
Jesus.
as a teenager, I was laying in bed at night and I was trying to go to sleep, and I sensed something at the foot of the bed. And I didn't dare open my eyes to see what it was. I was convinced it was the devil. I don't know if it was or if it wasn't, but that's what I was convinced
Yeah,
of.
you never know.
So I just sat there and prayed and said, "Go away, please." Praying, 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 and it finally went away. And so that even made me more fascinated. Like, why did that happen? And then when I got a little older, with me, I was watching TV. I saw Ghost Adventures. I was like, oh my gosh, people do this. And so I immediately went out looking for a team, and I found one. And I've been doing it ever since.
Nice. Sam?
Oh, so mine started when I was around 10.
Yeah,
Like the cats would start making meowing at stuff in the corner, and I'd be like, what the heck, why are they meowing in the laundry room at midnight or in this room at midnight? And then my brother and I started seeing like shadow figures in our rooms. And then it escalated once we like hit our teens. And I think whatever was in my house wasn't good.
Okay.
I don't know if it started like innocent and then it kind of manifested as something else. Lots of not so good things happened in my house at the time. So I was really like terrified. Like I was scared. I was like, these things are going on in my house. My family's acting weird. They're like uber aggressive. So I was very like turned off by that stuff after I, moved out and was in my 20s. I was like terrified. I was terrified of watching anything haunted, possession, anything. I was like, nope, don't want to do this again. Don't want this in my house. And then my teenagers actually really started getting me more hooked on the spooky world. I'd say about 3 watching YouTube videos together and seeing these things. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Like, I really want to do this. And I'd hear Ashley's story, come over and be like, oh my gosh, Sam, I'm good on this and tell me, I'm like, this would be fun. Like, I want to do this. Because Ashley's like, Sam, it's not scary. She's like, these they're just trying to communicate and talk to you. Yep. So I really got back into this probably the past like 3 years, like super like I do this and all the things. Awesome. So yeah, that's my
Okay, your top equipment. What do you use when you go on an investigation? What's your go-to?
The Estes method.
Yep.
Our
Big
spirit box.
Boxes.
People.
So when you
I'm
first
gonna
started
disagree because I can
investigating,
never hear the spirit voices.
there's
What's
so
that?
many. So when you first started investigating, what was your go-to back in the beginning of all of it?
My REM pod. I loved my REM pod. I love my REM pod and probably the flashlight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, the flashlights.
God, I don't
Yeah.
even think did they? I don't even know if they had REM pods in the 90s when I did it, when I first started. I can't even remember if they did
I
or
think
not.
I got mine. No, not the 90s. No, mine was mine.
I never had one when I first started in the late 90s. It was never. I don't even think I even heard of a REM pod in the 90s.
I think when I was in college, which was early 2000s, my recorder
Yep.
and just my digital camera.
Yep.
That, I mean, I remember that's what I had. I pulled out the pictures. I was 20 and I went to the Winchester Mansion.
Oh God, that's a cool place.
Yeah, it really is. And that was like, our phones were flip phones.
Yep. The razor. You had the mighty razor.
Yeah,
and all that stuff. You were
That's
so
what I
cool.
had.
You had this high-tech razor flowing. Oh
Yeah,
my
that was the thing.
God.
And
With
so
the
I had,
megapixel camera.
yep, my digital camera was the thing. My go-to and my recorder that I used in
Well, I got
college.
some. I got something. Give me 1 second. I got something. This was one of my first original cameras.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I just had my camera out.
I just
Do you
found it
remember my camera?
Yeah. We took
when
all
I
my
was hauling stuff in for the museum. There was in the box labeled "Old Paranormal Equipment."
Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
I had a camcorder that my dad bought me when I was like sophomore year of high school, I think.
Freaking big old VCR, freaking goddamn thing on your shoulder.
Well,
Yeah,
it
have
wasn't
3 of those.
those big
The
ones,
big
'cause
one.
we had those too, but
Yep.
they had like the little cassette tapes that
Yeah,
like,
well,
you
no,
would-
I had the big VH, the big freaking old VH cassette tape.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, jeez. So, where do you plan? What is the top 2 places in the next year you would like to investigate, and why?
Ooh. Well, we've been thinking
Outside of
about-
Arizona. Outside of Arizona.
We've been thinking about a lot of
Oh,
places. Let me see. We were asked to go if we wanted to go to the Warrens Museum, which is still like on our minds.
That one would be pretty cool.
Yeah. And then we were kind of talking about the Queen Mary. I've been to the Queen Mary, but I love that. I mean, I can definitely see why people die and go there. Like, I wouldn't mind dying and going there. No. I loved the Queen Mary. And then what else?
We discussed, I think, briefly Lizzie Borden.
Very, very briefly, Lizzie Borden.
That's a bucket list for me.
Yeah. And we talked about Waverly Hills.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
talked about Waverly Hills.
I've never been to that one.
Neither have I, and that is actually like close to like the top of my bucket list.
Yep.
I think when we hit Virginia City, I was pretty stoked. And we hit like everything in between on our way there.
Nice. Any upcoming events you guys are going to be attending
Oh,
that you'd like everybody to let people know that you'll be there?
I can't even think about that. What are we doing?
Well, you're the one that's supposed to know this.
Hmm.
Well, I like when I get migraines, I forget things. I know that we're gonna be one in October.
Yep, we're gonna be up here at the up North Paracon with me here.
Yep.
So that's gonna be exciting, but I'm working on getting everything done, and then I got actually a few big names I'm gonna be dropping that'll be at the events, but I gotta get all the paperwork and fine details all done before I can release all that stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping by early July, June, somewhere in there, I'll have the full list all out, and the website's gonna be up. So it's gonna be it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
We're
fun.
super excited.
Yeah. We're
I'm excited
excited.
to have you guys up here. It's gonna be cool to have you come through the museum too.
I'm
Oh,
super
yeah.
excited. Yeah. And not only that, you know Josh Shepard?
Yeah.
He now lives in Minnesota, and I was actually talking to him about it, so we might see him there.
Yeah. Oh.
So, let me see. We are starting to get ghost tours together.
Nice.
So we're in the makings of doing that. We had the chance of working for
Another ghost tour.
a ghost tour company, and I loved it.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think the people that went on it could feel the love that I had for that. I loved being able to educate
Yes.
people with it.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that I would like it as much as what I did. And so being able to do that and seeing like the look on their face when
Yeah.
they did experience something, and like it was either they were really terrified
Yeah.
that it was for real, or they were like blown away by it and they like wanted to do it more. And we were seeing a lot more of that than like
Scared.
they were being scared.
Yeah.
And even afterwards, I would get contacted by the people on the tour, and they were just like, "Can you help me find this?" Or, you know,
Okay.
"How can I do this?" And I loved the fact that they could come to me and ask, you know, for
That's good.
help, and you know, feeling
That's one of
comfortable.
the main points of the museum is people can come and actually see the stuff and get the story of what's going on and be more in touch than sitting there watching it on TV going, "Oh, look at that. I can do," then you know, and then they get the more of the feeling, the more of what's happening. That's why that was pretty much the whole point of the museum here. So I think it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Eh.
I think on our tours though, I am more of, I don't like them to just sit and watch.
Yep.
If you're going to be going on a tour, if you're going to be doing something like this, you better be interacting too.
Yep.
Because I want them to fully get a full experience in doing it, instead of just like sitting back and just watching in real life.
And we've gotten a lot of comments about that too, that they really liked that they actually got to do stuff instead of just going on a tour and being told about it.
Well, that's
They
good.
really like the
Or
interaction.
just like watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really big into having people do hands-on and really getting into the investigation.
Do it, yeah.
So they can really feel it, you know. Like, why go on a tour and just watch it when you can watch it on TV?
A while back, I had a couple in here at the museum, and they were watching it. They said they were big fans of TV shows and all that, and they wanted to come and do it. And I said, okay, yep. They went in, and him and his wife and him went in. And next thing I know, he's coming out, and he left his wife back in the museum. She's coming running out, chewing his butt out. I was like, that was the most interesting and funny thing I had happen here in the last month, was that one. I could hear him outside her yelling, "How could you do that?" Oh, funny. That makes it more worth it too, and sometimes is when that happens.
It does.
Yeah.
I feel like all of it is so worth it. Regardless if they're like terrified or if they're like so excited to start with it. Both ways is, I love it.
Yep.
It's satisfying in all ways. I think it's great.
So another
And-
question for you. Any paranormal bloopers you ever happen in your investigations?
As far as, what do you mean?
Well, like, well, oh crap, or some stupid thing happened, and then you all laugh about it. That it was like, I can't believe I did that, or this happened, or
I have no idea what you're talking
uh-oh. Uh-oh. Sounds like we got a couple stories here.
I almost died.
Well, that's not
We're
good.
investigating though. But yeah.
It was, we were actually like getting ready for a tour,
Okay.
and I had gotten there before Sam had gotten there. Jenna was on a cruise, and so I was waiting for Sam, and the tour has, like, the people were allowed to check in on the tour earlier than what they normally did, and because I'm used to like being there a couple of hours prior, and like talking to the caretaker, and getting like, where can we go, where can't we go, is there anything specific that you want me to talk about during the tour, stuff like that. And I had worked earlier that day, so I was just like in flat out rush. I like came home, threw everything in my car, like literally threw everything in my car, and was like headed down. I don't even think I changed out of my work clothes. I was just like, I've got to go. And so we get there. I hadn't even like set anything up yet, and these people are like starting to arrive and come in. And so I go to grab the clipboard that's in our room that is also in a restricted area. And I turn the corner, and our room is like down a couple steps. And I turn the corner, and I flat out hear a woman say, "Watch your step." And I fell. Like, I mean, I totally forgot about the steps, and I fell down the stairs, and it was like I couldn't even like hold on to anything, because I mean I was so close to like the frame of the door, and I went to grab it, and my hand slipped totally off of that, and I went down a couple steps, and there was a table like off to the side, and I went to like go like catch myself, and the legs of the table were too high, and I just smacked the corner like so hard, and I heard women laughing, and I was like, I all of a sudden turn, and I'm like, you guys are all assholes. Like, but I like sat there for a second, and I was like, I gotta get up, I've got to just go. And so I grabbed the clipboard, and I went right back out. And later on, I found out from a nurse. They were like, "That is probably the worst thing that you could have possibly done. Is just like got up and continued."
Yeah.
When you hit your head like that, you need to like sit down. And I was like, I didn't have time to sit down. Like, I just needed to go. So I like walked out. I had text her, and I was like, I hit my head. I hurt my leg.
You
like,
okay? Not answering.
yeah. And I was just like, just
oh my
go.
gosh, let's take her to the hospital. She's got concussion.
I definitely had a concussion. I had a mark on my head from like the corner of the table, and I just like kept going. And I started noticing like I could not remember things. Like I sat there. We had like this 24 people in the tour. And I was like, why do I do this again? And I was like, Sam, I need you to take over. And she's all, okay. I was like, just wing it. Because I can't remember anything right now. It was pretty bad. And it went on for, I think, like a month and a half. Like, I would walk in, I would tell my husband, I'm like, we need to go to the store. And we would go into the store, and all of a sudden I'm like noticing I'm just following him. And he goes down the aisle, and he like stops in the aisle, and all of a sudden I'm like looking at him, and I'm all, why are we here?
Oh, jeez.
And he goes, we're getting hamburger helper. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay. It's a good thing you're here with me. Like, it was that bad.
Wow.
It was bad, but I'm good now.
What are we doing again?
I think.
So over the years of y'all investigating, what's the most terrifying thing you've ever encountered?
Oh,
Yeah, I think
That
for
was-
Sam, it was her
Yeah.
like first time
yeah.
investigating.
So you're hearing things, you're feeling things. You're like, what is going on?
Yep.
Ashley, what was that? She's all like, chill.
Yeah,
You need
I'm
to
like, you
chill.
got this. You're fine.
Just talk to him. And you're hearing things, you're smelling things. You're like, why
Yeah.
do I smell cloves? Oh wait, we're in a jail. No wonder. And just all the things. I was like, poop my pants scared. Didn't poop my pants.
I'm wrong.
It was poop your pants scary for me.
It
After that,
wasn't
was like,
sulfur we were smelling.
no, it was cloves. Who remembers cloves? I was like, well, Ashley's like, Sam, I need to go outside.
Yeah. Even I don't know. For a while, it was. I didn't really have anything. I don't think for a while. And so when people would ask me that, I was like, I don't know. You know, I was like, I don't know. But I think now that they know that, it is getting more interesting, and I like it though. There's two experiences that I had. One, I was at the Oliver House, and I have never been scared to the point where I was like, I want to leave.
Okay.
But I had done a couple of tours that were by myself because I just felt like there wasn't a lot of people there. And so I didn't feel like Sam or Jenna needed to be there. So I was like, well, I'll just do, I'll go there by myself. And it was Acadia. Like I said, like Acadia is like my home away from home. So like I was there by myself, and my sister like lost it. She was like, I don't want you doing that ever again by yourself. And I was all, I'm good. I think I'm good. And she's like, I don't ever want you to do that by yourself again. So I took my son with me to the Oliver House.
Okay.
And it's dead heat. Nobody wants to be in Bisbee, but we had a tour in Bisbee over the summer. And it was a 2-day tour. So like we had one group on Friday, we had another group on Saturday, but no one showed up on Friday. And so we still had to stay there.
Yep.
So I was like, well, if my son hadn't come, I would have been all by myself in this place. And which I would have been okay. I probably would have enjoyed it. But it was his first initial time, and we were hearing stuff, and I was like, we're still going to investigate. You're going to see what it's like. And the second he started hearing footsteps, he's like, somebody else is here, Mom. Somebody else is here. And I was like, there's one way in. It's right there. And we would have seen somebody walk in.
Yep.
Like you have to have a little key fob to get in the door.
Okay.
And so like, I mean, it came to the point where like we were just taking pictures on the stairs and we heard a cough, and I thought maybe somebody had shown up for the event, and I was going to let them in because I was like, nobody's here. So I mean, if somebody ends up showing up late, I'm going to let them in because there's nobody else here. And so he was sitting on the stairs, and we hear a cough, and I look towards the door, and he jumps off, and he's all, that was a cough, Mom. And I was like, yeah, it was probably. And he was like, no, that came from upstairs. And I was like, well, that makes sense because, I mean, people died from TB and Spanish flu here. And he just looked at me like, we're not going to go. And I was like, no, we can't go. We are the tour guides here. We got to stay. So we were getting ready for bed, and he was like, I'm scared, Mom. And I was like, well, do you want to sleep in my bed? And he was like, no. And I'm all, okay, then you're not that scared. So go to bed. But I kept the door open So like it was like one of the doors that you can see into the other room.
Yeah.
Like what, I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, the conjoining room. And so I could see him, like I could see him laying down, but I could hear footsteps out in the hallway, like all night long. I think the caretaker came back around like 4. And maybe it was earlier than that. I can't remember. But I could just hear footsteps going
Okay.
back and forth, like really heavy. And I was like, all right, maybe the caretaker came home and I didn't hear the front door open. And so I'm falling asleep to this. And like every single place that I go to that is haunted, I will have sleep paralysis. I will. It's come to the point where I actually start getting myself to talk and I can wake myself up and I am familiar with it. So now it's like I can kind of control it.
Okay.
And so all of a sudden I'm getting sleep paralysis. And I can, I'm familiar with it. I know I'm used to it now. And I hear those footsteps, but now they are inside my son's room.
Oh,
And they
geez.
are loud and they are like start from the corner of his room. And it was a bigger room. And it just went full fledged, came into the doorway around my bed and slammed really hard into the bed. And I went and I sat up. Like it knocked me out of sleeping. And I sat straight up and I was all, oh my gosh. And that was the very first time that I was like, maybe I should step outside. Maybe I
Okay.
need to go outside. And I'm like, I can't leave. And that was the first time that I was like, maybe I should leave.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't leave because I'm the tour guide. And I like looked over at my son and all he does is roll over. And I'm like, I'm not going to wake him up to take him outside. And I'm not going to leave him in here by himself, especially after that happened. And so I had to talk myself out of it. And I was like, just go back to bed. You're fine. And I was like, go away. I'm trying to sleep. Go away. You can't be here. I'm going back to sleep. Get away from me. And I went back to sleep. But that was pretty nerve wracking to me that had happened. I think anybody else, they probably would have booked it out of there and been like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. So I was like, I gotta stay. I have to stay. And then the other time, it wasn't while I was there that I got scared. It was the next day. For the first time, like I wasn't even with these two. Both of them had something going on. When I went to the Elk Lodge with Wendy.
Elk Lodge.
So this is a place up in Globe.
Okay.
I am a night owl and I had just had like a huge energy drink. And so I shouldn't have been tired. And we had started the investigation and I had told Wendy, I was like, I see a shadow and it just came up to the table and then the cat ball went off on the table. And she was like, oh my gosh, because she's one of those people, she's like, I have a really hard time believing in mediums. She's like, I know they're out there, but like, I'm just really wishy-washy about it. I don't think a lot of them are real. And which is like, I kind of feel that too. Like you kind of have to prove, that you are.
Yep.
And so a lot of the things that happen to me too, I'm like, that's so weird. And like, I'll always say that. I'll be like, that's just so weird. And so she was like, I want you to tell me every single time something happens to see if I'm cold, like, and you see something by me, I want you to tell me. And I'm like, okay. So I tell her, I see something coming up to the table. And then I see the cat ball go off. And so I'm like, I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes later, I am tired. Like I am so tired that it's like I was like nodding off. And I looked over at her and I go, "What time is it?" And she goes, "Like 9:45." And I'm like, "Are you serious?" And she goes, "Yeah, why?" And I go, "I am so tired, I could fall asleep. Like I could literally fall asleep right now."
Wow.
And she was like, "Okay, well, maybe we should take a break. We'll take a break in like about 5 minutes." I no joke, I started dreaming. Like I was out. And she all of a sudden was like, "All right, let's take a break." So we go downstairs, 2 flights of stairs, to get down to the main floor. And I pop open another energy drink and I take a sip, and all of a sudden I'm like, fine. I like didn't even need to open up that energy drink. And I did not know at that time, but she had taken a couple of pictures of me in the mirror. And perfectly fine. The rest of the night, I was laughing. I was like making jokes. I was, wide awake. We get home. I wake up. I have all this energy still, and which is not normal because I am usually like the person that gets, the paranormal hangover.
Yeah.
Almost like 25% of the time, and I'm wide awake. And I was like, "Let's go to church, guys. We're gonna go to church today." My kids are like, "What?" And I'm all, "We're gonna go to church today." And they're like, "Oh, okay." So we all get ready. I go to church. I feel perfectly fine. I come home and I get a text message from Wendy. And it says, "I think I caught what was draining your energy last night." And I'm like, "Okay." And she shows me this picture, and it scared me so bad.
It was scary.
I was like,
It was.
that has horns. Like it was a picture, like of something coming out of me.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like over me. It was like kind of rose a little bit above, and you could see a horn.
Oh
Like
wow.
you could see both of them. Yeah, like it was gross. And so she sends me like 2 pictures of it like that. And then there is a picture, like the third picture is like it's
next
far. Yeah, it's like you can see it like floating away.
Okay, leaving you.
Literally like leaving me.
Okay.
And I called Sam and I was like, "I need you to come over right now. And I need you to stage me. And I need you to Palo Santo me. And I need you to spray me with holy water."
Came right over. Did all the things.
She was like, "What happened?" And I was like, "I'll show you when you get here." And I showed her and she's all, "Nope." And I showed my sister this picture and she was like, "Did you sizzle when the holy water hit you?" Like, no. And that was pretty, I was pretty freaked out. And I was like, when I saw, I was like, "I'm never going back there again, but I am going to go there again." I will probably go back there again.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was
So how about you, Jenna?
I've been trying to think this whole time because I haven't come across anything yet that has scared me. More of a startling thing. But I think the best thing I can come up with is a friend and I went to the cemetery in Tonopah, Nevada, next to the Clown Motel.
Okay.
And throughout the whole walking around, we could hear footsteps and noises of somebody following us. And we were the only ones in the cemetery. It's not that huge, so you'd be able to tell if there was someone else there. And it was just us, so it was a little uncomfortable sensing that they're following us. And then we kept smelling this campfire, and I'm looking around. I'm like, "There's nobody around here has fires, like outdoor fire pits or anything going. What the heck?" And then we started to notice it smelled like a fire that was put out, like you poured it on the wet wood, and that smell. And when I looked to see where we were at the front of the cemetery, and they have a big memorial to the miners that were all burned up in the mine.
Okay.
So that explained the smoke, and I'm not sure if one of those men were following us around or just some other spirit, but we could hear it no matter where we went in the cemetery. It was following us.
Wow.
So, but
That's
I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see what will actually scare me.
Okay. So as we close,
And now let's say that.
Bring it. Kid, bring it on.
so what is your next upcoming investigation? Anything in the books for beginning
I
next
guess
year?
right now it's kind of up in the air, but I am wanting to get a hold of somebody in January, like for January, to see if we can get something there.
Okay.
And it'll probably be in Tombstone.
All right. So as we end tonight's podcast, I have one last question for you. So what would be your advice to a new person getting into the paranormal field?
To get into the paranormal field,
As an investigator, they come to you and ask you, what could you tell me would be the best thing I could do starting out?
don't go alone.
Oh, God, we got some stories on that, but yeah, that's true.
Yeah, don't trespass.
Embrace all the feelings.
Yeah,
And be respectful of the spirits.
Yes,
because
biggest
they were
one.
people.
Don't run. That's another good one.
Yes.
You get
Yeah,
scared,
don't-
run.
you need to conquer your fear.
Yeah.
Because if you are scared, they can feel it and they will feed off of it.
I had a
Yep.
friend do that, and she was kind of experienced with it. And we're at this place, and she starts running. I'm like, stop running. You're not supposed to run, and you're going to hurt yourself because this place has all kinds of crap laying around. I said, just stop. You're a medium. You can see this stuff, so you should kind of be used to this. Don't run.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you're running, should I be running?
Well, I have a sticker on my car that says that. I'm a paranormal investigator. If you see me running, run faster.
Yep. Well, it was a pleasure having you guys on tonight. Well, thank you so much for being on with me.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks
for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Well, have a terrific night. I will talk to you later.
All right, you
Thank
too.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Bye.